Haycock 45 here. Guess what? It's Kimber K6 day. Yes. Yes. K6s. Oh no, wait, that's not what the video's about, is it? It's about this one in my pocket, the K6xs. Yes, K6, but K6xs. It's a lighter version of that one. You've probably seen it. You have seen them somewhere probably, but maybe not. I wasn't aware of it before a couple, 3 weeks ago. I shot it in a Sunday morning shoot around, you might recall. And I confessed that I was oblivious to it. I was ignorant. You believe that? I didn't know about it till I was in a gun shop and saw one. And so, oh, there's a lightweight version of that revolver that I have always liked a lot, except it's kind of heavy and chunky. But here we have one with an alloy frame, and looked at it. I went back a couple days later and made it my own. Yes, this one is not borrowed from buds. This one is one I purchased because I just, you know me, I really like the Smith & Wesson 642, don't I? And this is the one I carry so much out here, unloaded. And I'm right now, currently, for the last couple, 3 weeks, I've been carrying the Kimber and testing, really, and shooting it, deciding for myself if it's going to replace my 642 when I'm carrying a little revolver. And so far, I think it's going to replace it because it's same weight. Here's a 642 holster, by the way. It pushes out just a little bit. It's roughly the same size, and holds one extra round. And it's got a nice action, you know, and everything. So I'm still in the test mode, but that's where I am with that. And so anyway, like I said, so I'm going to shoot it again. Shoot some, again, this is 158 grain. I believe it's yeah, 158 grain. Yeah, round nose flat point from Steinel. And I'm going to send some more of these down range. This is a 38 special firearm. All right. Unlike the K6s, this one is a 357 Magnum. Okay. But as you know, if you have been watching and learning over the years, that means it's also a 38 special because it will chamber either one if it will chamber 357 Magnum. The new one, the lightweight one, the K6xs, is only 38 special. Okay, plus P, but only 38 special. All right. Now that's not a big deal to me because I generally, in a carry revolver, a little 357 carry revolver, that's what I typically carry, 38 special, because it's probably going to be a short barrel, small one, and you know, I just want some warm 38 special. I'm good with that. Okay. If I want a really hot 357 Magnum, I'm in the bare woods or something, I'm probably going to be carrying something bigger than a 2-inch, 3-inch gun. So I typically will carry 38 plus P in the Smith & Wesson 642 or this. So, now this is not plus P, I don't think, but I'm just saying that, yeah. It will handle plus P, is the reason I emphasize that, okay, and I carry plus P in it. So let us shoot this thing again. You want to? All right. It retails MSRP, I think, is $680. So it just depends on what you can get it for if you're buying one. Look at that. Nice trigger. See, I had that 2-liter train to stay right there. Yeah, 6 rounds. That's what you get. That's the attraction of this revolver over the 642 for me. And there's other Smiths that are kind of like that, lightweights and different models. And Taurus, I think, makes one, and so there's others. But it's difficult to make a little lightweight revolver in 38, 357, whatever, the size of that cartridge. A 38 or 357 takes up the same. It needs the same width. Okay, I'm getting out cylinder and everything, and the chamber's going to be the same, diameter. And so that's what you're up against when you're trying to make a thin gun, a lightweight gun, and all that. And so that's a challenge. Now you see what they did with the 357, the bigger. Well, it's not really bigger. It's heavier. It's all steel. And you see they fluted the chambers on the XS quite deeply. It's quite a fluting right there. They cut out under the barrel, removed any weight they could. And of course made the frame alloy, aluminum alloy. And you got steel here, stainless steel. Now it's a little less deluxe as well, and that's one reason it doesn't cost quite as much. So these things, I don't know what they run exactly. What is it, around $1,000 or something? I don't know, but I think this is a couple $100 or less or whatever. But you got the dovetailed rear sight, you got a night sight pinned in the front, all that kind of thing. You don't really have that on this. You've got an orange dot, and you got this ridge here, which I like. I like the sight. It's better than the 642. You don't have much of a gutter there with it, although it works fine. So you got a pretty nice sight picture with this, not a big deal. And the alloy frame, and I kind of like it, I have to say. I really do. It'll shoot when the hand loads. These are 158 grain as well. So it's not the kind of firearm you're going to go out and just blast away with really hot ammo. You want to shoot some plus P. I don't think I brought him with me, did I? Except the carry rounds in my pocket. You know what? Did I do that again? Well, of course I did. What am I thinking about? I threw my hand loads in here. I forgot momentarily that I don't load 38 special. I load 357. These are kind of a standby. I shoot in all sorts of, most of my firearms are 357, whether I'm shooting 38M or 357. And these are very moderately loaded 357 rounds, okay, so I forgot. But they are longer than a 38 special. Let's demonstrate. Let's make my ignorance or my stupidity, my forgetfulness, be a learning moment for you. So you see the 38 special round on the right, the case is shorter, and so it will chamber in 38 special. These would not. Now they would chamber, well, maybe that's what I was thinking. Yeah, let's not jump to conclusions that I was being dumb. Maybe I was just thinking I would shoot them in the stainless gun, okay, which I could do. All right, so anyway, that's that. Now, these are 38 special. Let's put some of these in here. They're not plus P. Okay. 6 rounds. That's, if you're not that familiar with firearms, that's big. That's big. These little J frames have been around forever, and one of the negatives is always the 5 rounds versus 6. It's 5 rounds. Great little gun. Man, they're so common. People have carried these forever. But everybody knows you compromise a little bit. First of all, you got a revolver. For some people, that's a big compromise. But the other compromise for everybody is it's not 6 rounds. It's not a 6 shooter. It's a 5 shooter. But this brings it back. What this does for me, kind of brings the 642 into the 6 round realm. Now you can see it's a little beefier, but it's only an ounce, I think an ounce heavier. This is like 15.9 ounces, and I think the 642 is about an ounce less than that. And that's what I've been experimenting with. And of course you got an extra bullet, and guess what? 6 bullets weigh a little more than 5 bullets, okay? No doubt about that, but not much. So that's what I've been experimenting with, carrying it, and because I've carried this a lot, and a lot lately too. So I know what it feels like in my pocket or on my belt. And speaking of that, that's an Alabama holster. I think that's called their flapjack holster. And I got that sent to me for these guns, in case I want to carry it on my hip. Okay, so we appreciate Alabama holster. That's their pocket holsters I use, of course. Excuse me. So anyway, where was I? But yeah, it's replacing the 642 for me right now. Let me show you two again. I guess I did once, but see the 642 in the same holster, it's just a little loose, but not enough to make a difference. Not enough to make a difference. See, there's not a lot of difference, and you can't tell any difference in your pocket. And as I was saying, I've been experimenting on the weight because I've been carrying that one so much. I'm gonna know. You know, I know people think we professionals make too big a deal out of an ounce or 2 ounces or 5 ounces and that kind of thing, but you really can tell the difference, and it begins to bother you if it's feeling kind of heavy on your belt or in your pocket. So this one feels pretty good. Let's pull it out and take a shot at something. Yeah. Yeah, pretty nice. I just had good experiences with it, or what should I say, a good feeling about it in all of my experience with it so far. The verdict's still out, but I tell you, the jury has been deliberating for a while now, a few weeks, and I have fired it several times. You saw me fire it on Sunday morning for the first time, I believe it was, maybe. I don't know. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it. My little 642 is going to be mad if I replace it. There'll always be a place for the 642. Let's see a little more of the Steinel ammo here. Try that. But you never know. It takes time to be sure about something like this. And of course, either one. I'm good with either one. And I've got the belt holster in the way, but I'll just use the belt holster. You know, some people do not like a pocket holster. If I was going to carry this, I put it up kind of forward so it wouldn't be in the way, so I could use both. But I'd carry it back here probably. But boy, this really disappears on your belt. You really don't feel like you have anything. Very nice. And a lot of people think an alloy frame pistol like this is just going to kick too much, but it really doesn't. You know, and I unloaded. Let me find those. I should have brought a box there. I thought I had a box. Yeah. Okay, this is plus P. Carry ammo. Just lest you think I'm shooting wimpy ammo, and it's the only reason this thing is not jumping out of my hand. Okay. We'll put them in my pocket. And that pocket holster. Again, that's Alabama holsters. Appreciate their help. All right. So now this one's a little bit in the way. Let me take it off. You don't mind if I get undressed there, do you? All right. I would never go out into public or into combat probably with that holster positioned that way. It would be back here. All right. So, oh, I see a cowboy down there, and he doesn't know I'm even armed. Let's let him know. So it's just very shootable. Again, that was the ammo I carry, and the kind of ammo you would probably carry. You know, 38 special plus P. I would guess you cannot carry 357 Magnum in it. You saw that when the big dummy tried to load 357 Magnum cases in it, didn't you? So there's probably some things I didn't tell you about it. It came with a what is that? A Hogue grip, and I was going to put the grip from my K6xs, the stainless model, on. I was going to replace it because I love that Crimson Trace rubber grip that's on that gun. So I thought I'll just put that on this one and maybe put this on the other one or not. I don't know. But I wrestled, couldn't get it off. So I did what any Tennessean would do. I reached in my pocket, I took my knife, and I just carved off the end of it, because that's what I didn't like about it. You know, it protruded down here. You know how these are made. And I just didn't like that. So I was really prepared to cut that off and cut the whole thing off with a knife, because that's my philosophy. You have trouble with something, get out a bigger hammer. And I got that cut off halfway even there, and I said, well, you know what? That takes care of the problem. It feels great now. so that's me, and it does feel good. And someone, I talked about that in the Sunday video, and somebody posted, I think, the comment indicating that the Crimson Trace grip would not fit on this frame anyway. And I looked up, I couldn't find anything that said it wouldn't. I just assume it's probably exactly the same contour and everything. But maybe it's not if he is correct. So, but anyway, just something to know there. And so that was what I did with the grip. And it has a nice trigger, and you can stage it. You can bring it up there, boom, right into single action territory. Pull it up, and then I'm basically got a single action. So you have great control over the trigger. You can really stage it. And I kind of like the mag release. You know, I'm partial to the Smith & Wesson cylinder release. I mean, not mag. And these and the Rugers are fine, or more so than the Colt for me. But just a nice, so far, a nice little revolver. I've not had any difficulty with it. It seems to feed hollow points okay. It's always important, right? And very controllable. You seem to be able to hit what you want to hit with it. And I think that my 642 is going to be very mad at me. But, you know, I don't know. I'll never totally give you up, Mr. 642. But I don't know. This 6-shot Kimber, for now, it's just going to have to be, I think, my choice when I'm carrying a revolver. So anyway, appreciate you coming by, and you know, take care of yourselves. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com. And also, while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.